All right, let's dive into something really fascinating today. We're going to unpack a symbolic script called the Pendulum of the Middle. It's this short but honestly incredibly powerful piece that uses metaphor to explore one of the most universal things we all go through: transition.
So it kicks off with just one word, almost whispered, seredina. That means simply the middle. And right away we're dropped right into this central theme, and it creates this real sense of mystery. It makes you wonder, right? What does it actually mean to be in the middle?
We start out in what you might call a liminal space, that in-between place of transition. And this is where we meet our main character, who's just called S. And he is completely, utterly stuck, caught somewhere between the start of his journey and the end of it.
So picture this. S is just standing there in a hallway that seems to go on forever. To his left, there's nothing but total darkness. To his right, pure, blinding light. And he is frozen, right on the exact line between them, totally unable to move. I mean, what a powerful visual. It perfectly captures that feeling of paralysis, you know? That feeling of being pulled in two opposite directions at once.
So what's his first move? In this state of complete limbo, S does something really simple. He takes out a pencil, draws a circle on the floor, and writes his own initial, S, inside of it. This is his first real action. He's defining his own position, creating a starting point for himself right there on the line between these two worlds. And from this one spot that he's defined for himself, Sa's real journey of understanding can finally begin. He starts to come across these powerful symbols. They're like clues that are going to help him unlock what the middle really means.
All of a sudden, the whole scene changes. Ska finds himself in this huge, vast room, and right in the center, there's a giant pendulum swinging back and forth. And what's carved into it? The number 5. Now, this is not random. This is the first major clue he gets.
Then a voice echoes through the room. It belongs to an unseen guide named Sa, and the voice says it outright. 5 is the center, 5 is the middle. And if you think about it, in a lot of symbolic systems, the number 5 represents harmony and balance, and even the human being, the center point of it all.
And then another figure appears. Her name is Dina, and her name, well, it's a puzzle in itself. She explains that the middle is found in dynamics. So she's basically telling him the answer isn't about standing perfectly still. It's got everything to do with movement, with dynamics.
So all of these symbols, the number 5, that giant pendulum, the name Dina, they're all pushing S towards this huge breakthrough. This is really the core revelation of the whole script, and it's about to completely change how he sees everything.
Which brings us to this big question. Is the middle, that place of balance we all feel like we're searching for, is it a permanent destination? Is it some fixed location you can just find and stay there? Well, the script argues pretty powerfully that no, it's not.
And here it is. This is the big one. Dina delivers the script's most important line. The middle is a moment, not a place. Let that sink in. The crucial point here is that balance isn't a state you achieve and then hold on to forever. It's a fleeting point you pass through, a momentary alignment in that constant swing between extremes.
And this whole idea gets reinforced by a clock in the room, where the pendulum is pointing to 11, not 12. So it's close to the end, but it's not quite there. It's this great little detail that suggests time in this space is relative, and the middle isn't some fixed point like midnight, but a subjective moment inside of a larger process.
Okay, so now that S has this new understanding, he can finally break free. He's not trying to stay perfectly still anymore. He gets it now. His role isn't to stay in the middle, it's to move through it.
Dina gives him one last piece of wisdom. There is not just one side. The middle is balance. So it's not about choosing light or dark, success or failure. It's about accepting that you need both, and then finding that dynamic balance as you move between them. And just look at how his breakthrough completely transforms the world around him. First, that hallway that had him paralyzed, it turns into a road, a path forward. Then, as he walks, the road literally dissolves behind him, meaning there's no going back. And finally, everything opens up into a bright, sunlit meadow, a clear symbol of a new beginning.
And then we hear it. That mechanical, ticking sound of the pendulum slowly fades and merges with the natural sound of birds chirping. It's such a powerful way to hear his liberation, going from a trapped, mechanical state to a free, natural one.
Dina's final words echo as S walks out into that meadow. The middle is a passage. And that's the ultimate reframing of the whole thing. The place where he was stuck, it wasn't a prison at all. It was a gateway. It was the necessary transitional space he had to go through to get to whatever comes next.
And so, the script really leaves us with a question for ourselves. We all go through these transitions, right? In our careers, our relationships, just life. The real challenge is to recognize our own middle, not as a place of paralysis, but as a necessary and dynamic passage. So it makes you think, doesn't it? Where's the middle in your story?